All right, guys. Welcome to lecture 3C. We're going to go over a few more welding symbols. These are a few that can be used with fillet welds or groove welds or anything. So let's start taking a look at these. All right. So we have the um, field weld. A field weld is anytime you have this little flag sitting up here. So when you see this, everything here, all the welding and everything is being done here needs to be done in the field. Okay, at the location where you're installing it. Okay. Now the circle here means to weld all the way around. So whatever you're doing here, you just have to do it all the way around whatever you're welding. Okay, so right here, example, weld all the way around symbol, fillet weld here, arrow side. So we'll just put a weld all the way around here, and this is what it'll look like right here. Weld all the way around. All right. Okay, now if you're welding a pipe on a pipe with a circle, like something like that, where you have a pipe going into a flat edge here, and you see this weld, it's a fillet weld, and there's no length giving. So if you have a piece of pipe with circle and there's no size here, it's by definition going to be all the way around. So you may not see the all the way around the circle up here for the all the way around symbol. You won't see the you won't see the circle here on the all the way around welds. Okay, multiple reference lines. This is where you can set up if you have operations that have to be done in a particular order, like you need to do a bevel weld, then a back weld, and then a fillet weld. All that has to be done in a sequence, and the sequence will be laid out such like this. So you'll have your reference line coming up, and you'll have first operation, second operation, third operation. Same thing here. First operation, second operation, third operation. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. It's just so that you can, because sometimes when you do a weld, you have to put a weld over a weld. And in order to do that, you need to know which weld to put in first. This is how you get that information. It's by having this operation like this. Okay, now you saw this already. You have a beveled weld and a fillet weld. So you have a bevel weld, arrow side, and a fillet weld, arrow side. So here, beveled weld, arrow side, and a fillet weld, arrow side. This here and this here is the same thing. It's just two different ways of showing the same thing. Okay. All right. So here, let's talk about this guy here for a minute. So we're going to do this sequence. So you have, okay, so you have it coming down here now. This arrow, see this broken arrow like this? This indicates that there's some kind of pre-processing of the metal that has to be done first. So it's basically being done to this part right here. Okay, so we've got a backing, you got a spacer, a J weld, a back weld, hammered flat. Then you have a fillet weld, 1/4 by 1/2 fillet weld on the other side. So we look over here for what we're going to get. So this, put the spacer goes here. Then we have to modify this piece of metal for the J weld, which is right there. That right there, that's your J weld. So you'll weld this and that. Then you'll come in and do your back weld, which would be over here. Boom, back weld. You'll hammer that flat. And then the next thing you'll do is you'll put a fillet weld on the other side right here. That's how you get this all done with one. Um, so you have the correct sequence to get these done. Okay, here's some more examples of references. You don't want to get too wrapped up about it, but always remember arrow side, other side. Okay, it's always the same. Anything down here is on the arrow side. Anything over there is the other side. So same thing here. Arrow side, arrow side. Same thing here. This is all a fillet. This is a J bevel, a flared bevel, and a fillet weld all the way around. And by this having that little kink in there, it's saying that here you have to modify. You're going to modify this piece here for the J weld. You'll put that in first, all the way around. Then you'll come back and go over it with a fillet weld. Okay? Not too hard. Now, the next thing you're going to do with your reference line is you can have a tail. You have an arrow, you have a reference line. A lot of times you're going to have a tail. Looks like this. These tails, the information in this tail will be specific things for this weld, like AC, OAC. This is arc cutting. This is oxyacetylene welding. Or it may be C note 1, or it may say C note 2, or it could be a number of different things. Okay, but always look at your tail and try to figure out what's going on. Okay, these are all the different processes, all the different things these are some of the things that can be in the tail for welding processes and such. Okay. All right. You can also have you're going to contour attained by welding. So you may have to grind it flat. It may have to be flat. It may have to be convex. It may have to be concave. Okay, convex, pushing, just puffing out, just kind of outward, kind of if you puff up your chest, you're convex. If I slam you in the chest, I hit you in the chest and make you suck in, that's concave. Okay, flat is flat, so that's pretty easy. But that's how you know what kind of things you'll have like that. Then you'll have another letter down here. It'll say how you're going to do that. And that's either like you have a G for grinding, or C for chipping, or M for machining, or R for rolling, or H for hammering. Those are all things that could be in there. Okay. All right, here we go. We got a application, a fillet weld, arrow side, ground flat. So you're going to put a in here, and then you'll come back and you'll grind it flat to the desired weld size. Okay.